Brian Kohberger seemed like an unlikely suspect for a quadruple murder. He was a charismatic and popular pilot who had served in the Air Force and had no criminal record or history of mental illness. He was also a graduate student in criminology at Washington State University, studying the causes and consequences of crime. How did he become a killer? Kohberger grew up in Pennsylvania, where he developed a passion for flying. He joined the Air Force after high school and served as a pilot for 6 years, earning several commendations and medals. He left the military in 2020 and moved to Pullman, Washington, to pursue his doctoral degree in criminology. He was interested in topics such as serial killers, mass shootings, and terrorism. He was well liked by his classmates and professors, who described him as smart, friendly, and outgoing. He had a girlfriend and a close circle of friends. He often posted pictures of his travels and adventures on social media, showing off his skills as a pilot and his love for nature. He seemed to have a bright future ahead of him. But something went terribly wrong on November 13, 2023, when Kohberger allegedly broke into a home near the University of Idaho campus and stabbed 4 students to death. The victims were Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernadle, and Ethan Chapin, all in their early 20s. They were friends who lived together in a rented house. Chapin was Kernadle's boyfriend and had stayed over that night. The motive for the brutal attack remains unclear. Kohberger did not know any of the victims personally, nor did he have any apparent connection to them. He did not leave any note or message explaining his actions. He did not try to rob or sexually assault the victims. He did not use a gun or any other weapon besides a knife. He did not try to hide or destroy any evidence. He simply left the scene after killing 4 innocent people. He then drove across the country to his parents' home in Pennsylvania, where he was arrested 2 weeks later after DNA evidence linked him to the crime scene. He has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. He could face the death penalty if convicted. How did Kohberger go from being a charismatic pilot to a cold-blooded killer? What triggered his violent rampage? What was going on in his mind? These are some of the questions that haunt the families of the victims, the community of Moscow, Idaho, and the criminologists who study crime. This is the story of how a charismatic pilot became a killer. The story of the University of Idaho's student murders.